Thousands are evacuated as Typhoon Haikui barrels into Taiwan. Typhoon Haikui struck southeastern Taiwan, resulting in domestic flight cancellations and the evacuation of approximately 4,000 people due to heavy rains and strong winds. Making landfall in the sparsely populated southeast, Haikui marked the first direct hit by a typhoon in Taiwan in 4 years. Local authorities in the affected region suspended classes and declared a work-free day. President Tsai Ing-wen advised citizens to stay indoors, avoid coastal areas, mountainous terrains, fishing and water sports. The typhoon caused minimal damage, with 2 slight injuries reported when a tree fell on a truck in eastern Hualien County. Taiwanese airlines suspended all domestic flights, and ferry services to nearby islands were halted, but international flights experienced fewer disruptions with only 41 cancellations. The military mobilized resources for food relief and evacuations. Haikui was forecasted to move across southern Taiwan and head towards China through the Taiwan Straits. Last week was Saola, now it's Haikui. God knows what's going to happen next. Hopefully everyone stays indoors and stays safe. North Korea stages tactical nuclear attack drill. North Korea conducted a simulated tactical nuclear attack drill, firing 2 long-range cruise missiles with mock nuclear warheads towards the West Sea of the Korean Peninsula. This provocative action, reported by state media, aimed to signal North Korea's readiness for nuclear war and reinforce its military deterrence against Washington and Seoul. Leader Kim Jong-un during this time inspected shipbuilding and munition factories, emphasizing the importance of strengthening Pyongyang's naval forces. The visit included Pukjong Machine Complex, responsible for marine engines and a major munition factory. The timing of the missile test shortly after joint military exercises between South Korea and the US underscores North Korea's ongoing efforts to bolster its military capabilities and counter perceived threats. They have openly criticized recent agreements between the US and South Korea aimed at enhancing military cooperation. Kim's earlier visit to a Navy fleet and the testing of strategic cruise missiles underscore the regime's commitment to maintaining its combat readiness in the face of regional tensions. That is very true. The regional tensions in this area and the South China Sea is getting bad to worse, with China pushing everyone and claiming the whole South China Sea as theirs, as well as the United States and South Korea, including Japan, are having military drills all over the region. This region is a hotbed and something is just waiting to explode. Let's hope calmer heads prevail. India puts moon rover to sleep and launches next space mission. India's Pragyan rover, part of the Chandrayaan-3 mission, had completed its 2-week mission on the lunar South Pole, marking a significant achievement. The Indian Space Research Organisation (ISRO) announced that the rover was switched to sleep mode with charged batteries and a receiver active, expressing hope for future tasks. This success solidifies India's position alongside United States, China and Russia in lunar exploration. Chandrayaan-3's successful touchdown was celebrated as a significant scientific achievement in India, and Pragyan's discovery, including sulfur, iron, oxygen on the moon, contribute to our understanding of the lunar composition. India also launched Aditya L1, embarked to explore the Solar System Centre following a successful moon landing. Launched amid enthusiastic spectators, Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised scientists and engineers for their tireless efforts to enhance our understanding of the universe. Aditya L1 will observe the sun's outer layers during its 4-month expedition, a first for any Asian nation to orbit the sun. The mission's goals include studying coronal mass ejections, a phenomenon that can disrupt satellites, and gaining insights into solar dynamics. Aditya's journey will cover 1.5 million kilometers to reach its stable halo orbit around the sun. Well, with all these achievements India is doing, please fix your roads and your trains, because you have so much technology and you can send things to the moon and the sun, but your railway system keeps having problems and people keep losing their lives. So please focus internally as well and upgrade your infrastructure with such improved technology. Thank you. Canada to change how it counts foreign students and workers. Canada's main statistics agency, Statistics Canada, has announced a change in how it counts non-permanent residents, responding to concerns that current methodology may have overlooked approximately 1 million foreign students, workers and others. This decision comes in the midst of a heated debate about a housing affordability crisis, partly attributed to the influx of migrants and international students, which has increased demand for housing while construction has slowed due to rising costs. The government, facing mounting political pressure, has hinted at the possibility of capping foreign student visas. Economist Benjamin Tal of CIBC Capital Markets argued that such limits would be more justifiable with accurate data. While Statistics Canada defends its current figures, it has pledged to release new, more detailed data on non-permanent residents next month, incorporating a revised methodology. This shift is expected to provide a clearer picture of the actual numbers in the country, a vital prerequisite for informed policy decision, especially in the realm of housing policy. In my opinion, the reason they're actually doing this is very simple. They're running out of people and they need to boost their numbers. And one of the few ways you can boost your numbers is by incorporating immigrants and the people that have entered your country. By revising their methodology for calculating the number of people in their country, they can artificially boost the number of residents in their country in order to make it look like they can have economic growth. Part of the reason they're doing this is thanks to the next article. Canada's economy unexpectedly shrinks, central banks likely to hold rates. Canada's economy unexpectedly shrank in the second quarter with an annualized rate of negative 0.2% and growth likely remains stagnant in July. This outcome is lower than the Bank of Canada's projected 1.5% annualized GDP growth and analyst expectations of 1.2%. The disappointing figures could potentially indicate that Canada is already experiencing a recession. This situation is primarily attributed to decreased housing investment, reduced inventory accumulation, sluggish international exports, and household spending. Additionally, the Canadian economy was negatively affected by wildfires in June, impacting various sectors including mining and transportation. As a result, it is expected that the Bank of Canada will keep interest rates unchanged in its upcoming policy decision. The likelihood of a rate increase has significantly decreased, with money markets now pricing in only a 7% chance of a hike, down from 23%. The high interest rate environment has also contributed to declining housing investments, which has seen 5 consecutive quarterly declines. This decline is attributed to reduced new construction and renovation activities. Overall, the Canadian economy faces challenges, and the central bank's decision will be closely watched as it navigates these economic headwinds. The main basic economic headwind they have is a demographic collapse, which many countries are facing, and they are trying to blame this on everything else except the simple fact that there are less people to buy homes, there are less people to spend money in the economy. If you have less people to spend things, you're going to have less economic growth. But I guess everyone just wants to put their head in the sand. So we'll just move on. Australian government to introduce bill barring wage theft. The Australian Labor government plans to introduce a legislation aimed at closing workplace law loopholes when Parliament reconvenes. Workplace Minister Tony Burke intends to propose a bill that criminalizes deliberate underpayment of workers with penalties of up to 10 years. Workplace Minister Tony Burke intends to propose a bill that criminalizes deliberate underpayment of workers with penalties of up to 10 years in jail and fines of up to 7.8 million Australian dollars, exempting those who made honest errors. While the specific details of the legislation remain undisclosed, Burke outlined broader objectives including simplifying the transition of casual workers to permanent roles, regulating labour hire firms to prevent undercutting minimum pay rates, and establishing minimum standards for gig economy workers in the food delivery and ride-share apps. Burke contends that the impact on businesses will be minimal, except for some who may have to pay more. However, business groups such as Business Councils of Australia and Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry oppose the changes, citing concerns about increased cost, complexity, and potential threats to independent contracting and online food delivery and ride-share services. The truth is, you're not going to run out of workers, but unfortunately, forcing companies to pay their workers more is a very, very delicate situation, because if they can't afford to pay people more, they're going to hire less people and overwork them. And when you have less people being hired, means you're going to have a higher unemployment. So this is a very tricky situation. Let's see how Australia handles this and if this bill will actually help the situation. Why are retired Americans struggling so much? A recent study by Korn Ferry reveals a concerning trend as more experienced workers are postponing retirement due to financial constraints. The study found that percentage of clients with fidelity capable of covering their retirement expenses dropped from 83 to 78% in the past year. Additionally, Paychecks discovered that approximately 17% of current retirees are contemplating returning to work, with over half citing financial needs as their primary motivation. This growing phenomenon of older workers remaining in the workforce raises concerns among corporate planners who are anticipating their retirement to create opportunities for younger employees. This shift has emerged as companies are looking to cut costs or restructure, prompting executives to prefer higher-paid older employees to retire. This situation could have implications for middle-aged and younger workers, as targeting older employees is illegal due to age discrimination laws. To address this issue, some companies are exploring alternatives like offering buyouts or implementing retirement track positions, allowing older workers to transition to retirement gradually while transferring their knowledge and skills to younger colleagues. Overall, the changing retirement landscape has implications for both individuals and businesses, highlighting the importance of effective retirement planning. This is a very interesting circumstance whereby many of the baby boomers and the older generation seems to not have enough money to retire, which means they are making it much more difficult for the younger generation to actually gain jobs, which is going to increase the youth unemployment, which is going to lead to less taxes. This circumstance is going to eat on itself because there are way more older people than the younger generation, and I believe this is just going to get worse for the older generation simply because medical and health bills are unfortunately exceptionally expensive, and most people had not planned for the simple fact that they would get old and fall sick. So this has prompted many people to get back into the workforce, and this is going to cause major problems for a lot of countries in the coming years. Why is the crypto market down today? The cryptocurrency market capitalization saw a 3.7 decline, reaching 1.02 trillion on September 1st, largely due to developments involving the SEC. Bitcoin, accounting for a significant portion of the crypto market, dropped 4.5% in 24 hours. This decline followed the SEC's decision to delay the approval of 6 spot Bitcoin ETF applications. The crypto market had high hopes for the US Bitcoin ETF approval, anticipating it would attract institutional investors and fresh capital. Earlier this week, the crypto market and BTC prices surged over 5% when a federal court instructed the SEC to reconsider Grayscale's Investments Bitcoin ETF application. However, these gains were erased. Bitcoin's losses coincided with significant long liquidations in the crypto derivatives market, with 106 million of long positions being closed versus 16 million in short liquidations. A strengthening US dollar further contributed to the market's decline given their negative correlation. We just need to get rid of Gary Gensler and the crypto market will not have a problem. So until they get rid of Gary Gensler, this is just going to continue going on forever. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you again tomorrow.